Hi children, today we are going to talk about the shape of cells. In the last video or the previous video we have talked about the number of cells, that is if a organism is made up of one cell, then it's considered to be unicellular organism, and organism having multiple cells, they are called multicellular organisms. And among the unicellular organism we have talked about amoeba, and how it captured food and digested food, or respires or excretes or grows and reproduces, we talked about. So now we'll talk about the shape of cells, and let's take example of amoeba. Amoeba, which is an unicellular organism, in fact has no definite shape. Unlike other organisms, have definite shape, but amoeba, it doesn't have definite shape. It keeps on changing its shape. If you observe the projection of varying lengths protruding out of its body, they are called pseudopodia. What's it called? Pseudopodia, and this word is broken into two and each has some meaning. Pseudo is false and podia is fit. Okay, it changes its shape to capture its food or locomote, and even it deforms its body to excrete out the undigested or waste matter from its body. So the change in shape is due to formation of pseudopodia, which facilitates movement and help in capturing food. Understood? Now we'll talk about another unicellular, that is a white blood cell, WBC, which is found in human blood, is another example of single cell which can change its shape. But while WBC is a cell, amoeba is a full-fledged organism. What is the difference between WBC and amoeba? WBC is single cell, but it is an organelle of human blood, whereas amoeba is a complete organism and capable of independent existence. It can survive independently, carrying out all these procedures, taking in food, digesting it, respiring, then excreting, growing and reproducing. Okay, so what shape would you expect in organisms with millions of cells? Like different cells such as blood, muscle and nerve of human beings, the different shapes are related to their specific function. Shape of a particular cell in human body or any multicellular organism, it mostly depends on the function, on their function. Look at this picture. These are blood cells which are spherical. These are elongated from both the ends, and this shape, and these are muscular cells, and this shape is called spindle shape, and long having tails, this is a figure of nerve cell. Understood? And you know the functions are different. The elongated cells are such so that they can be stretched, and in this, that is muscles, and which can contract and relax, and whereas these nerve cells, they have so many branches so that the connectivity can be reached out, and the nerves, the sensory organs which are connected to these nerve cells, which are actually outcome of the nerve cells, they can help the sensory organs properly and help the body in sensing the changes that is taking place around them. So based on the function, the shapes of the cells are different. Now we'll talk about a little bit more about Components of cell are enclosed in a membrane. If we talk about the organelles or the parts of a cell, where are they enclosed? Components of cell are enclosed in membrane. Membrane means a thin skin layer or thin layer. This membrane provides shape to the cells of plants and animals. Animal cells are enclosed in membrane. They don't have cell wall, but plant cells have cell wall to give them hardness, okay, rigidness. Cell wall is an additional covering over the cell membrane which is found in plant cells, but it is absent in animal cell. It gives shape and rigidity to these cells. Bacterial cell also has a cell wall. Microorganism, one of the microorganism which is bacteria, and it contains cell wall, unlike the other animal cells which only consist cell membrane. Now, size of cell. The size of cells in living organisms may be as small as millionth of meter. That is, they are in micrometer or micron. That's the reason why we call the organisms made up of single cell or the organisms which cannot be seen through naked eyes, they are called microorganisms. Micro means tiny, which are found in millionth of a meter, millionth part of a meter, or maybe as large as few centimeters. Some of the cells can be or is visible through naked eyes, and that's why it's just because they are in centimeters, that's why. However, most of the cells are microscopic in size, that is, they have to be observed under simple or compound microscope. So their size is enlarged thousands of times and you can visualize it properly, and are not visible to the unaided eye, that is, without the help of magnifying glass you cannot observe it. They need to be enlarged or magnified by a microscope, and the smallest cell to your knowledge is 0.1 to 0.5 micrometer. Just imagine, this is not in some integer point something, but it is in 0.1, less than 1, greater than 0. It falls between 0 to 1 micrometer, and that's found in bacteria. The largest cell measuring is the cell of an ostrich. As I told you earlier, eggs are single cell, and ostrich egg is of 170 millimeter by 130 millimeter. That is the largest cell. Okay, tiniest or smallest cell is measured 0.1 to 0.5 micrometer. That's found in bacteria, and largest cell is nothing but the egg of an ostrich, and its size is 170 millimeter by 130 millimeter. So that's what about the size of cell. Furthermore, if we proceed what to know about, then the size of cells has no relation with the size of the body of the animal. If animal is macro sized, then not necessary their cells are also going to be larger in size, not necessary. Okay, it is not necessary that the cell in the elephant be much bigger than those in a rat. The size of the cell is related to its function. How complex the function is, to what extent the function has to reach the body, the size of the cell depends. For example, nerve cells both in elephant and rat are long and branched. They perform the same function, that of transferring messages, and transferring messages is from tip to toe. So obviously the nerve cells have to be long and branched. Now, hope you have understood. The size of the cell depends on the function. rather than the body of the size rather than the size of the creature. Okay. Now we'll talk about cell structure and function. As you have studied in 7th grade that our body is made up of many organs. If we talk about any living organism, it has many organs, and particular organs constitute together to form a specific system. Like example, we take digestive system. Digestive system, all the organs in your body is not included in digestive system. Few organs of your body are related to digestive system because they perform functions related to taking in of food, right from taking in of food to digesting and then eliminating out the undigested part from the body. So each organ in this system performs different functions such as digestion, as I told you, digestion, assimilation and absorption. Similarly, different organs of a plant perform specific or specialized functions. For example, roots help in the absorption of water and minerals. Leaves, as we all know, are responsible for preparing food. In simpler word, if I say, otherwise it is synthesizing of food, or in other words we call it photosynthesis, that is in the preparation of food. Each organ is further made up of smaller parts called tissues, and a tissue is a group of nothing but similar cells performing a specific function. So every organ has a particular same type of tissues, and these tissues are nothing but group of similar cells performing a particular work or function in the body.